Well, good afternoon, everyone. Everybody hear me okay? You know, it's really uplifting to look out there today and to finally get to spend some time with you here this year. You know, one of the special things about elementary school is parent involvement. And it's that piece that, to me, makes all the difference in the world. And trust me when I say that it's been heavy on our hearts this year. We've really missed you. And obviously, an extraordinarily unique year. But on that note, I want to thank you for making it possible. We appreciate your trust this year. We appreciate the incredible job you did as parents preparing your kids for, let's face it, a really challenging set of circumstances. I know the teachers and I, every member of our team, words cannot adequately express how much we appreciate you. And despite those challenges, it was an incredibly successful year. We're proud that we were able to give parents the choice of attending at home or in person learning each and every day, even if that meant moving a full class of students and making a gymnasium a classroom for a year. So I want to begin today's ceremony just with a heartfelt thank you to each of you. It's a blessing to serve in our community here in Williamsburg because of the support that you always lend our schools. And this year, it stood out even more than usual. So parents, we'd like to give you a round of applause.
Thank you, Mr. Dunn.
Thank you. Next, I want to take a moment. Today's about the kids, but I do want to take a moment to recognize the adults. Every member of the Williamsburg Elementary School team, from those sitting under these shade trees watching kids as they celebrate their classmates now, to the people that you see behind the scenes, the effort, the grit, the determination it took to execute this year and to make sure that our standards were still met and that kids had an exceptional year. And I especially want to thank the fifth grade team sitting here to my right. See, even the balloons are popping to the job that they did this year. You know, we have high standards for teachers here. We expect a lot. They're exceptional in their content areas. They understand how to teach English and math and science and social studies, art, technology, music, and so much more. But what I appreciate even more about this team to my right here is their deep capacity to love kids. And I don't use that word lightly. They love these students here. And I wish you could have seen their work this year on a day-to-day basis to make certain that these kids got what they deserved. All the way down to the last 2 weeks of the school year, this team advocating and doing whatever it took for you to be here today. They've organized an incredible ceremony today to make sure that our fifth grade students at the end of their elementary school experience get what they deserve, a proper celebration and send-off. I ask you to join me in thanking our teachers and giving them a round of applause. And finally, I want to thank the students to my left. As you know so well, they're truly special kids. And it's a blessing. This is my 9th year as principal at Williamsburg Elementary School, and some of these students started at the age of 3 in preschool. I've spent 8 years with your family, and it's hard to say goodbye to you, particularly where I didn't get to see you much this year. It's really hard to say goodbye to students that you spent 8 years with, and nearly all of them 6 years with. So Chief Justice Roberts, a few years ago, gave a commencement address at Stanford University. And it was one of the best messages that have ever been shared with me. And I really think it's relevant today with our 5th grade class. And Chief Justice Roberts, at that commencement address at Stanford University, told the graduating class that day that he hoped in life that they would experience times where they were treated unfairly, so that they could then be champions of fairness. He wished that they would go through some adversity so they understood what it was like to have to persevere. And I think too often we hear what's wrong with the world today. And it's been a tough year, without a doubt. But we have a lot of positive momentum now. But I'm not one that believes in chance. And I believe that the students to my left, the ones that are sitting watching their classmates today, that this generation of kids have developed a skill sets and traits that go beyond what we teach them in school. And I think that they're going to do so much good for our world because they're uniquely positioned, and I think they have a better understanding of all of those things that we talk about, even more so than some of us. So students, we are so incredibly proud of you, and just know that you are meant to do extraordinary things, and don't let anyone else ever tell you otherwise. Just because someone doesn't always see your value, never forget that it's there. That's my one message today. Again, from the bottom of my heart, it is really, really great to see you today. This feels normal. It gives me incredible hope. And I really hope you enjoy the ceremony that our 5th grade team's planned for you today. Thank you so much.
To go with our theme for this year, we're going to be playing Bob Marley's Three Little Birds.
There we go. We'll just see what happens now. Gotta find the one that gets me to order, gets me back in order. That's the important one. There we go. All right. So I usually don't need one of these, but I'll do. So we have 6 students today who have prepared just some remarks, some things. These are either reflections on this year or reflections on their entire years here at Williamsburg Elementary. And so, Alaya, could you come on down? I'm going to find yours in the stack. I had them in order. There we go. Give a second page here.
front. I want to welcome everyone today. I love all the teachers and all the classes. I enjoy doing the activities with my friends. Some of my favorite activities were making the landform and science, making the book project and science and EOS, and playing games and math. The best part is the support from my family, my friends, and my teachers. I've gone to Williamsburg Elementary School since kindergarten. I remember having my friends beside me when I had my first teacher in kindergarten. And they sent me flowers. My teachers over the years were Miss Heimel, Miss Heron, Miss Carver, and Miss Knight, and Miss Carter. I enjoyed all of my teachers this year. Mr. Dunn is the #1 principal. I cannot wait until next year. I love the school very much. I think it's the best school ever. Thank you all for coming to celebrate with us.
All right, we have Lily next.
Hi, I'm Lily, and I just want to say I'm so glad I got to come to this school, and this school is filled with smart, funny, and kind people. And my 3 best friends are Summer, Carmela, and Jasmine. My favorite teachers are Miss McCall, Miss Nutt, Miss Carter, and Mr. Wilson. I can't wait for next year. My favorite part of this school year is when we did the project from the book called Bridge to Terabithia. I love this school, and I really don't want to leave it, and thank you for listening.
And Chloe.
Hello everyone, and thank you for coming today. It's crazy to think I started going to this school 6 years ago, and while it's flown by, it's been a great past 6 years. This school has such great staff, teachers, and an amazing principal, Mr. Dunn. I love all of my teachers, but one of my favorite teachers that I will remember for a very long time is my 4th grade science and social studies teacher, Mrs. Gunther. I was always so excited to go to her class. She was an amazing, kind woman, and I'm so glad she was my teacher. I also met all of my friends here, and I'm so grateful for them because I don't know what I would do without them. I of course also want to thank my parents, Holly and Jason Miller, for always being there for me. I have made so many memories at this school, and this year is definitely one of them. We all have our ups and downs sometimes, but there's always been someone at the school to help me through it, whether it's a teacher, a principal, or a friend. I know a lot of kids weren't able to go to school this year, and I am so glad I was able to. So thank you to Mr. Wilson, Ms. Kelch, Ms. Royer, and Mr. Dunn for making this a great year.
Jasmine.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jasmine Thompson. I have a good time at the beginning of the school year. You don't know what I want.
Is that your most true?
No, this is what I want.
What do you want to say, Jasmine? What do you want to tell them?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jasmine Thompson. I have the good time after school, Williamsburg. I have the greatest friends. I have the best family in the whole entire world. My math is my favorite part because we get to learn division. Miss Warrior is the best science teacher because we get to learn about lots of cool stuff. Miss Miss Couch is the best linker art teacher because she teaches us about the bridge to Terabithia project. Mr. Wilson is my friend who wanted to be nice. I met Mr. Wilson. He was the best teacher ever. Leah is my best friend I ever met. Since I met Leah, she had been my friend. Really is nice to me. I am thankful for all my friends. Thank you for coming today.
Jasmine, that was amazing. I'm going to talk a little bit in a second about resilience, and you just showed resilience there by covering my mistake there, so I apologize for that. And awesome job recovering there. Good work. Brandon? There you go, buddy.
Hello, today I will be telling you about my experiences through elementary school. First, everyone went on a practice bus ride. I sat by Marco, who I am still friends with to this day. On the first day of school, I had a ton of butterflies in my stomach. I sat down by Trenton on the bus, who moved away. When I get to school, I sit by Carson, who I am still friends with as well, who is over there. I then find out he is also my neighbor. I get out of kindergarten and I go to first grade. I was confused that I was getting a new teacher, Mrs. Frost, instead of Mrs. Bach. We had a new student named Ben, and I started playing with him, who was friends with Lucas. I complete first grade and move on to second grade. My teacher was Mrs. Stevens. I really liked her style of teaching, and I did really well. I found out midsummer that I was in Mrs. Hunsetter's class. I started to be friends with Jonah, who was really funny. He moved away before fourth grade though. In fourth grade, I was in Mrs. Gunther's class, and in the last quarter, we were shut down. Then I get out of fourth grade online. Over the summer, I find out I have Mr. Wilson for my homeroom, and I immediately said and thought about Mr. Wilson from Dennis Clementis. I heard rumors about how school will be, not switching classes, wearing masks, and all that. And when I get there, Mr. Wilson says, "Welcome to the weirdest year of school you will ever have." After first quarter, there are many kids who are getting back into the school, and we move into the gym. And we are still not switching classes, so basically we stay in a gym all day. But this is not just any gym, it is a gym from the 60s. And then here we are today.
Amazing. And Liberty. Yes. All right.
Hi, I'm Liberty. I've been at my elementary school since kindergarten. I'm scared to go to middle school. My best friend is Millie. I couldn't go to school because of COVID. I came back and my classroom was in the gym. We watched movies at lunch. We had a state test, which was hard. I'm so sad to be leaving my elementary school. Thank you, elementary school, for a wonderful time.
All right, and as I was just reminded, I am Mr. Wilson. Usually being the guy in the elementary school, I don't have to introduce myself too much, but I am not Mr. Dunn. We're the two guys working around here. So I think you've already heard and seen resilience in action today. That's something I wanted to talk about. You see papers flying all over. It's like that just felt about normal for this year. And then me messing something up again. I apologize, Jasmine, but that's part of what we're talking about here today is this idea of this year. I feel like we've done an incredible job of showing resilience. That's that ability to pick back up, and they're all laughing at me here because they know this is what they get every day, you know, excitement for what we're doing here. So we adapted mid-year to moving to a gym. And so I'm sure no one in here has probably ever had a traditional class all day in a gym. And I've been impressed with the way that we got in there, and they were not only adaptable to it, they were excited about it. And they made the best of it. And it was hard at times. Also, You can go ahead and have a seat. I forgot to tell you that you could do that. You're welcome. They're a good crew. All right. I want to do a quick shout out. Lawrence was in our class and he wanted me to remind that he volunteered mid-year to move to another room. We've actually had several people come in and out this year. That is really atypical. We've had around 35 students at one point total. Right now we have 30 with us today. And that just shows resilience in action. We've had a bat and a trash can in our room this year. We had one Monday morning where we walked in and a bird had left some presents for us over the weekend on our desk and around our room, right? We had temperatures that were hot and cold in that room going up and down. We've just had everything happen this year that should be our excuse for not learning, and yet we learned. We continue to do math, we continue to read. These guys learned in their science and social studies stations. We didn't let anything get in our way this year, and I think that's what makes this group so incredibly impressive, is that in a year where we shouldn't have continued to learn, we shouldn't have been able to make it. We had plenty of excuses to say this shouldn't work. And these guys stepped up to the plate, and they hit a home run. They did an amazing job this year. I'm so proud of the work they've done. So as you go on to next year, I want to talk about a different meaning of this word resilience, because I know as we go into middle school, sometimes resilience is what happens to us, and sometimes resilience we need because of our own actions, our own things that we've done. And so as you go into middle school, I want to just take a second to talk about what happens when you don't make a good choice. All right? So we talk a lot about character education, we talk about making the right choices, and I really hope you do that. But I also want you to know, when you mess it up, when something goes wrong, that's an equally important, if not more important, opportunity to show resilience, to show the ability to get back up. And that comes in the form of admitting when you're wrong, taking ownership for the mistakes, taking consequences if there are ones for that, and depending on people around you to correct you, to help you get back on the path. Because what I see is sometimes shame and guilt for doing wrong things keeps us down, right? It makes it to where we feel like we can't get better. We can't get back to a place where we're doing the right things. So I want you to remember, guys, that there are people like me and these teachers and Mr. Dunn and your teachers at the middle high school and your parents and these adults in your life that want to see you succeed. And so that means when you do mess up, inevitably. How many adults here can say we mess up? Still, right? Look. Right? I know, right? We all still mess up. We still do things that we shouldn't do, even though we should know better. We've been living a lot longer. And so that means you will too. And it's all about what you do with those mistakes. That's where resilience comes into play. It's about what do you do with those mistakes. Because what I don't want you to do is get caught in a mistake, that it just keeps going and going and going. And that happens sometimes, all right? So I want you to remember, hopefully right now that's not the case, but I want you to remember this moment later in life. If you find yourself, you made a mistake, you are not too far gone. You can always get back on the right path. And there is always an ability to get back up and go again. All right, so as we look back on this year, it's been wild, it's been crazy, but it's been great, and I am so, so proud of you all. And I'm so excited that I got to teach, I'm not an English teacher, that I had the chance to teach every single one of you. And I hope to keep hearing from you as you go into middle school and high school. I hope to keep seeing the adventure in and keep participating in the amazing things that I know each and every one of you will do. So with that in mind, we have 30 certificates here to give out, and I had 3 words for each of these students that came as a mix of what the students wrote about each other and just some things that I saw that were things that stood out as character traits unique to each of these kids. You'll hear some of these repeated, but nobody has the same 3, and I think that's what's really important. Some kids might share a character trait with another student, but nobody has the exact same set of skills and the same set of character. So I'm going to read these. I explained these to most of them this morning more in depth because I wanted them. I was going to do that first to you all, and I think right now we all realize it's hot, sweaty, and we're all tired. So I think you'll be thankful we didn't do that. But ask your kid about it. Ask your kid about what it is that I talked about. These are important things that I've seen and that I want to call out in these guys. So as they're coming up to me, I'm going to put that back on. You guys can just stand up. I know you're tired. You've been up all day. So if you just stand up when I call. Oh, I was going to say, you can stay sit. You can stand up just when I call your name. All right? I'm being confusing. All right. Elia Alcorn. And I'm recognizing Elia for being loving, kind, and joyful. Evelyn Arrowwood, with recognition for being intelligent, funny, and helpful. Millie Baker, with recognition for being kind, caring, and patient. Daisy Davis, with recognition for being hardworking, a good friend, and genuine. Jaden DeBruler, with recognition for being loving, energetic, and funny. Troy DeBruler, with recognition for being inquisitive, energetic, and adaptable. Aiden Ewing, with recognition for being witty, full of life, and artistic. Gracie Graves, with recognition for being witty, intelligent, and fashionable. Leah Hammonds, recognition for being confident, humble, and intuitive. Priscilla Heater, with recognition for being supportive, honest, and resilient. Chloe Horton, with recognition for being independent, adventurous, and funny. Carmela Jacobs, recognition for being authentic, adaptable, and honest. Naomi Jenkins, with recognition for being patient, kind, and easygoing. Connor Liming, with recognition for being friendly, flexible, and resilient. Sean Moppin, recognition for being upbeat, curious, and open. Chloe Miller, with recognition for being independent, funny, and perceptive. Liberty Moen, recognition for being creative, caring, and resilient. Andrew Myers, recognition for being dependable, enthusiastic, and authentic. We always call him Drew, but he wanted to be Andrew here. John Nance, recognition for being empathetic, humble, and perceptive. Camden Nicely, with recognition for being joyful, social, and encouraging. Cooper Park, recognition for being loving, enthusiastic, and artistic. Luke Rollins, with recognition for being adventurous, curious, and loyal. Emmeline Sanders, with recognition for being optimistic, imaginative, and caring. Ty Shepard, with recognition for being confident, lively, and inventive. Jasmine Thompson, with recognition for being loyal, friendly, and funny. Lily Valencia, with recognition for being compassionate, helpful, and eager. Victoria Wendell, with recognition for being optimistic, persistent, and enthusiastic. Brandon West, with recognition for being insightful, diligent, and passionate. Carson Wispy, with recognition for being active, resourceful, and caring. And Summer Workman, with recognition for being creative, determined, and dependable. And for this awesome group, one more round of applause just for this amazing group of kids. Thank you. All right. So we're going to go ahead and move on to Mr. Dunn's. Perfect. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. And let's give these students one more round of applause. I do want to note that multiple kids said that I was their favorite principal, despite putting them in a 1960s gym with bats and birds. For those of you grading on a curve, yes, I am their only principal they've ever had. At this time, we have a very special award, two actually, that we're going to give. Williamsburg Elementary School is recognized by the Character Council of Greater Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, and Southeast Indiana as being one of 17 schools of character. We received this designation by our consistent commitment to their character traits and implementing our character education program. So an example of that is each month we have a character trait that's our focus. And for those of you, if you recall the camp t-shirts that we had a couple of years ago, our character traits for the year were on that camp shirt. And so for the month of May, our character trait is enthusiasm. So every morning we talk about approaching each task, even if it's not preferred, with optimism and enthusiasm. We talk about what it means to be an energy giver. And there are other examples. These students have stood out to our faculty members from grades K through 5 in embodying and displaying the character traits that we focus on throughout the year. It's an incredibly prestigious award, and join me in congratulating these two students. Our first award goes to Evelyn Arrowood. And our next character student of the year, Leah Hammonds. So again, parents, thank you so much for being here today. And again, it's really uplifting that we were able to spend this time together. We're going to enjoy the last few days of school here. We have Survivor Day approaching on Monday. Kona Ice is coming for our 5th grade students. A reminder that Tuesday is an early release day. 1:05 p.m. is when car rider dismissal will begin. If you're a bus rider, you'll be home two hours earlier than you typically do. And then, of course, on Thursday, we come back together and we embark on Camp Joy, which is going to be a memorable day. I want to thank Mr. Charlie Macklem, Williamsburg Local School District Board of Education member, who has donated so generously his time, and he has streamed for our family members that can't be with us for these ceremonies, our 3 kindergarten and our 3 5th grade elementary completion ceremonies. Mr. Macklin, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. So what we're going to do is the teachers and I are going to step aside and allow each student to spend some time with their adult that was here today. We've updated our marquee sign over here at morning drop-off. I know that's a popular picture place to say congratulations to our 5th grade students. Use the balloons, use the stage, anywhere you would to take some pictures with your students. And thank you again for being such wonderful parents, guardians, grandparents, family members to these students. Thank you for trusting us this year and allowing us to be a part of your kids' lives. Thanks everyone, and have a good afternoon.